Ciao a tutti, anche parlo italiano, farò la talk in inglese. So, hello everybody. It's a pleasure for me being here. It's my first time here in Droidcon Torino, so I'm gonna hope that you find interesting the talk. And today I don't want to give you a talk. I want to share with you my experience during my trip across the mobile development world to reach the city of cross-platform tools. Sorry. So as I'm gonna be your guide, I want to present myself. I want to introduce myself. So, ciao again. I am Alberto Lopez. I work as developer advocate at Brain3Dev. Brain3Dev is a PayPal company. And the things that I do is trying to be the bridge between all of you, developers, startups, entrepreneurs, and our companies, and trying to share with you the technologies that we use generally, or the new solution that we have for making your life as developers, or trying to make your life as developers easier. So this is the first stop in our trip. As you can see, it's a short stop. And the next one, I think that is going to be better, because do you know what ButterHack is? Yeah, we have one. ButterHack is a series of hackathons that we run around the world, and this year is going to happen here in Venice. It's the first time in Italy, and it's going to be awesome. Why? Because we are going to be here. I'm going to be running it. No, it's a joke, but the main idea of hackathon is like I hope to see you all of you there, because the idea that we have with this hackathon is give you the support to create something cool for your local community. You are going to have 24 hours, and if you are the winners in this hackathon or ButterHack in Venice, you are going to win an axe. But, it's a real axe. So it's something like this. It's heavy. It's really cool. And sometimes could be dangerous. So I give you the idea. And if you are the winners here in Venice, you are going to have the possibility of going to San Francisco and winning $100,000. Yeah, it rocks. Yeah. So keep in mind these dates. It's going to happen in July 11th and 12th this year in Venice. We are going to be there, and I hope to see you there. And this is the second stop in our trip. But come back to Mind the Gap trip. Today I'm going to share with you again my experience, because I used to be a web developer, and right now I am trying to be a mobile developer. And, when you started with these things, the first thing that you have to do is, okay, I want to create a mobile application. I need to see what types of mobile applications are, or how can I develop a mobile application with my knowledge. And maybe I have to learn new languages or new stuff, but maybe not. So I saw that we have three kinds of mobile applications. We have mobile web application, we have hybrid application, and native applications. Web app is really, really easy. You are going to have an application and a framework or a browser, and you are going to see, or you are going to show, in this browser, the information that you want to share with your customers or with your users. But you are not going to have any connection to the mobile device. It is used by newspapers and blogs, and In the other hand, we have native applications. It's a pure native application. You are going to have all the access to the technologies that your mobile device has, and you can create whatever you want, more or less, using the native code that the platform gives you. And in the middle of that, we have hybrid application. And it's a kind of mix between those technologies. So you are going to show all of the information that you want in a web view, but you are going to have some access to the technologies that your mobile device has. So I want to make an exercise with you. If I say right now, for example, Feedly or Evernote, what kind of application is? Cool. Hey, we have a pupil very, very applied with that. Sorry? Hybrid. Yeah, sorry. And the New York Times app is a newspaper. So it's going to be here. And, the rest of the application that we can have in mind are going to be here or here. Hybrid application is a technology that is growing very, very fast. And it's here where cross-platforms are going to be between web apps and hybrid applications. And, the three technologies have some points that are cool and some of them that are not really cool. So, for example, we have here this graph. It's so boring, so I'm going to be fast. Because it's like, okay, we can have some things that are really, really cool for web apps and for hybrid, but we are not going to have these things in native applications. I think that is more representative this graph. In this graph, we are going to have in the X, we have the capabilities of the mobile device, and in the X, we have the number of platforms that are going to be available with our applications, doing it in one language or for one application. And in Y-axis, we are going to have the capability. So we have here the native application. We are going to have full capability, but for a single platform. Here we have web application with partial capability or nothing, but for multiple platforms. Sorry. And hybrid is going to be in the middle. So it's up to you deciding what is your type of application that you are going to use. And I was talking yesterday with one of my best friends that is a mobile developer, and he shared with me this screenshot. And it's really cool because the feeling that all the native mobile developers have is like, okay, if you create something cool using a cross-platform tool, you are going to have something like this. You have a direct straight way, but you are going to have a seed. And if you speak with a mobile developer that is creating some mobile application, maybe he's going to give you this answer. Okay, with native application or with native technology, you are going to have a palace, but you have to run for this maze. I think that is something in the middle. We are not going to have this situation, but we are not going to have also this situation. So the second step, the next station is going to be native applications. And as we are doing a trip, I want to share with you this simile. This is the metro. This is the map of the ways of transport that we have in Madrid. So imagine that we arrive to Madrid, we arrive to the airport, and we want to go to Seoul. We are going to use the native application simile. So we have tram, metro, and train. If we use a native application, maybe we only can use one way of transport. So if we choose the metro, we only have this thing. We cannot make a mix between the technologies. If we choose the train, we only have this way. And we don't have any possibility of using tram. We have to keep in mind this because maybe what is going to be available in one technology is not going to be available in another technology or in another platform with native applications. And we have many mobile devices or brands that are creating mobile applications. We have these ones. Samsung is reading the wave, Apple is here, Unknown. I suppose that it is a Chinese brand because I don't know, but it's here. It's really cool. And we have here the number of operative systems that we have. So we have to think that if we want to create something cool in several platforms or in several operative systems, we have to think that we have all of these operative systems. And, as we are in an Android event, maybe we can speak about the green line is here. And it's even worse because taking only the technology of Android, we have this situation. And sometimes we can we can develop a mobile application for Android, only for Android, but we have to keep in mind that we have different operative systems. And our application has to be available to run in all of these in all of these operative systems. And it's important. Also, we have to keep in mind that we have these brands that use Android. Samsung is reading the wave with all of this square. It's the meaning of having here a device. So Samsung has this number of devices. Here we have Sony, Motorola. So this is an important thing that we have to have in mind. And right now is when I want to share with you some questions that I want to that I need to have the answer. The first one is, how many software I have to use to create a native application for the several platforms that we saw before? It's important. Also, how many licenses I have to pay? It's also important. How many languages I have to learn? And how long is the learning curve? We have to keep in mind these things because right now we are going to try to answer these questions with the 4 main platforms that we have. We have Apple, Android, Windows Phone, and BlackBerry. It's because I have to fill up the rest of the square with the brand, so I choose those ones. Yeah. Yeah, we have to. And we have these 2 kits that we have to keep in mind also. Oh, we can run over. Yeah. Good idea. So with the first one, we have iOS. I bought this book. I promise. So languages. I have to learn one of these one. Objective-C or Swift. And I have to use Xcode. What is the problem with Xcode? I need a Mac. So I have to buy a Mac. And yeah. So I have a problem. Yeah. Totally agree. And, you know, the cheapest thing that is here is this book. Again, with Android, the same thing. I have to learn Java, at least. And I'm going to use, for example, Android Studio, that is free, but I have to pay a developer license and to pay for this book. We have 2 books right now. We are going to have a big library. For Windows Phone, they also have a book. It's really cool because they are important. They have a Windows Phone for Dummies. So, again, I need to learn C# or Visual Basic.NET, and I'm going to use, for example, Visual Studio. I have to pay a developer license. And BlackBerry, the same. Also, they have a book. I have to learn Java. Okay, I can share with Android. So, okay, I have 2 languages or 2 platforms that are going to be covered. But not everything is bad. We have some pros for developing native applications. Code run faster. It's your own code. It's your own platform. It's going to be very, very fast. The user experience and the user interface. Okay, we have some frameworks for cross-platform that are really good, but the user experience and the user interface, they run faster and they are going to be better using a native application. New features of devices instant available. The idea is like, okay, tomorrow morning Google is gonna release, or is gonna have a release, and they are gonna launch the Android Pizza that we saw before. Tomorrow morning we are gonna have all of the features that the Android Pizza has right now. We don't have to wait for having any plugin or something like that. And also, for native applications, they don't need to have an internet connection, and it's important. But also we have contrast. The first one, expensive development. I had to buy 4 books. Too many money. Hard maintenance. The idea is like if I want to have one application for per each platform, I need to have at least or a good developer or maybe 4 developers doing it. And having a clear roadmap with these developers for having at the same time the same version of the application. Because if I don't have it, I'm going to have a problem. Also, we saw before that maybe we have an application that is for one platform, but it doesn't work in all of the versions that we have in our platform or in our operating system. And the last one, we cannot reuse the code between platforms. The thing that is going to be due in one language is going to be only available in that language. We cannot use for iOS or for Android, for example. So in our trip, if we do this trip using native application, maybe we have to buy different tickets for the same trip. It's going to be, maybe it's really cool or not, but we have to keep in mind. Next station, cross-platforms. We are going to do the same trip from airport, which is here, to Seoul, which is here. We can combine the three technologies or the three ways of transport. Maybe we can take the advantages of these ways of transport. We can use the tram here, we can use the metro here, and we can use the train here. So maybe it's going to be better for us. Or maybe not. We are going to see later. Again, numbers. The idea here is like, again, we are going to have these operative systems, but the important thing is like, for example, PhoneGap is present everywhere. So maybe with one cross-platform, we are going to have an application for several platforms or for several operative systems. More numbers. We have these cross-platforms. So we can choose in many types of cross-platform that we can use. There are many of them are for games that are more or less here, and here are the more popular. We have PhoneGap, we have Unity that is for games, or jQuery Mobile. And we are going to see 4 of them that are very popular. The first one is Accelerator with Titanium. Titanium is the SDK, Accelerator is the platform, and the idea here is, okay, you only have to use JavaScript, and you are going to have applications for all of these platforms. So we have Windows, we have iOS, we have Android. It's really cool. We have some features that are cool, like, for example, the feeling that we are going to have if we create an application using Accelerator is that it is more or less a native application, but the worst thing is like we are going to have problems with user interface control because it's going to be the same user interface for all of the platforms, more or less, or you are going to sweat a lot if you want to change the user interface. And it's quite expensive, the license. Not everything is going to be good. But the experience in SDK for Android and iOS is really cool because they have their own native SDK. We have also Xamarin, this one. Okay, you have to learn C#. I don't know if it is worthy, but if you want to develop for this kind of platform, it's really cool because if you want to have a native experience here, you have to create the business or the core of your application has to be written using C#. So if you write one time, why don't you use it 2 times more? The best thing, 90% of usable code. You are going to have using Xamarin the closest version or the closest version of native application that you can have. But you have to pay a lot of money. I think that is $1,000 per developer and license. So you have to keep in mind this thing, for example, if you want to use in Xamarin. You are going to have really native experience, but sometimes it's not going to be worthy. 2 more of them. PhoneGap, Cordova. Again, I think that you know the story about PhoneGap, Cordova. Everything started with Cordova, then moved to Adobe buy Cordova, then Cordova separate, but both platforms are free. The only thing is that with PhoneGap, you are going to have PhoneGap build. That is the tool that Adobe gives you to upload the applications to the cloud. The main thing that we have here is that we are going to have available this amount of platforms, and we only have to write our applications using HTML5, JavaScript, and CSS3. It's good, but also it's bad. But you can only use GSS, CSS, and HTML5. You have to keep in mind that. As they are very, very popular. You are going to have a huge community with a lot of plugins, with a lot of help. So when you are starting to develop something or some application for mobiles, maybe you have to keep in mind this thing. You are going to have a quasi-native experience or native experience. But, sometimes the performance is not good enough when you are running big applications. And this platform those platforms are open source, sometimes there are some gaps that are not covered in time. But they are really cool. And the last one is Sencha tools, that, again, they are fully compatible with PhoneGap. So maybe you can start here and you can move to Sencha. You are going to have these platforms, and you can use, again, HTML5, JS, and CS3. The worst thing, low performance. You are going to have low performance using Sencha. But the best thing, they have an kind of SDK that is really cool because it's an interactive SDK with all of the solutions that they have. Is the Sencha SDK and you are going to have access to Sencha tools, Sencha Architect, different solutions that maybe for your application are going to be worthy. Again, we have pros and we have contras. The pros, you can use the code for all the platforms that you are going to have or you want to cover. It's faster having the application in the market because, you are going to have the application practically at the same time, so you can go live with in the several markets at the same time. You don't have to spend a lot of money sometimes, because maybe for Xamarin you have to spend a lot of money, but it's going to be less than having, for example, 4 teams working in different platforms. And the last thing is, all the updates are going to be faster doing in operating system for all of the operating system that you have, because you only have to change the code one time, and you are going to have in several platforms. But not everything is good, so we have to speak about contrast. The last one, performance. We are not going to have the same performance that we have using a native application. It's a truth, and we have to have in mind. Again, HTML5 doesn't work for everything. It's true. Not everything could be covered by HTML5. This is the most powerful. Emulation is not a native way, and this is true. It's an emulation. The own word is telling us, hey, I am going to emulate this environment, but I am not a properly native application. And the last one, as I said before, user interface and user experience sometimes are really, really crap. So you have to work and you have to spend a lot of time doing a properly native experience. But we can see that for this trip, we can use the same ticket for all the platforms. It's really cool. And right now it's time to the study case, because as I said before, I am a mobile developer and I try to get into this world. So this is my story. I am a mobile developer, but also I am a business guy. So a few months ago, I decided to get into the IoT world and mobile world. And there are 2 things that people love: mobile devices and chocolate. So I create the candy machine. It's really cool, and it's true. I have a talk speaking about this candy machine. It's really cool because you can buy some candies using your mobile device, and you are going to have a tweet in your Twitter account, and you are going to have your candies in your hand. It's good, but I want to create an empire. I don't want to have only one candy machine. I want to have 2. No, several more. So the idea is, okay, I need to have a mobile application. It's going to be more professional than having a mobile website. And the idea that I have is, because I need an application, because I'm going to use QR code to read the candy machine that you are in front of, to take the QR code or the code of the candy machine, send it to the server, and gives you the possibility of paying for this candy machine. Also, in the second version, I am going to use the NFC technology. So with a mobile website, I cannot do that. I need at least a mobile hybrid application. So this is the flow. Pay and grab the candies. Really, really easy. If you want, we can work together. You can have stakeholders of that. I accept money. Don't worry. So what are the technologies that I know? Okay, I know how to use Django for backend based in Python. Those one for frontend, Spark and Arduino for my IoT device, UX or some experience with user experience for having a great experience using my mobile application. And I am learning a little bit of AngularJS and Node.js. It's good. And what is the graph that I want to have? Okay, I'm going to use Ionic. Ionic is a framework based in PhoneGap and use AngularJS. So I'm gonna have here Node.js at the core of the backend with Braintree. It's because I need that people pay me, so I need a payment gateway. Spark Core for the IoT, and ng Cordova for connecting Ionic with Cordova and having access to the technologies that the mobile devices are gonna give me. Why Ionic? Well, because as they said, they use the things that I am learning. AngularJS and with these languages. It's really cool because I know at least 3 of them and I am learning one of them. PhoneGap, they have PhoneGap and Cordova's base, and as we said before, I am going to have a lot of plugins available in the net, on internet. Also, it's true that the learning curve is very, very, very short, and the community is growing day by day. So I'm going to have many support. So if you want more information, here. The installation of Ionic is really, really simple. It's npm install Ionic, start the project that we do using PhoneGap. We are going to add Android platform. We can add here different platforms and run the application. It's really, really, really fast, and it's the philosophy of PhoneGap. And this is an important file that I have to keep in mind. Here I have to put the views. Here I have to put my controllers and maybe my models. I have to add this file for having access to the mobile device, the technologies of mobile device. And here I have the plugin for using the barcode scan. I don't need anything more. We are going to see right now a beta. It's a beta, please, don't kill me. And to use the barcode scanner, I only have to call ng Cordova and say, please, give me the barcode scanner. Enough. The integration is really easy. On the view, this line. On the controller, those lines. No more. So right now, I have the barcode scan. I have the code. I need the payment gateway. Why V.0? Because I don't want to spend a lot of time integrating several platforms. So I only want to integrate V.0, and I'm going to have available these payments faster. Really, really fast. Also, I have the technologies that I need. JavaScript for the front end, and for the back end, I have Node.js or Python. So I can do that. Installation is very fast. npm install Braintree. Enough. As we are going to play with the money of people, we have to be safe. So we have to create a Braintree account, take the API credentials, and enough. For the front end, we have to ask to Braintree for having a client token. With this client token, Braintree is going to create for us a front end or a view with all of the fields that we need for having a payment. We don't have to create this payment view or this payment gateway. We are going to see that. And the controller only have to add where is going to be this is the view and this is the controller. And to finish the transaction, I only have to pass the payment nodes received, because I don't have to pass the personal information of the payment gateway. I only have to pass the payment nodes that is going to be given for the payment view that Braintree creates for me. In the backend, the method for generate the client token and for finishing the payment. Enough. Time to speak, don't worry. Okay, we have it. Perfect. We are running. We are going to switch on the webcam and the webcam. As you can see, I have worked a lot with the user interface. So we are going to do that. Yeah. Hello. We are going to, let me scan a QR code. This one, for example. Hello. Too much light. Okay. Got it. And automatically, we are going to see that we are going to create this payment gateway is going to be created by Brainty. I don't have to do anything. Oh, my God. Oh, it's here. So I'm going to write my credit card number, 411. I can see that it's a Visa. Cool. I don't know. Okay. The month and the year. And the CVV, the famous card verification code. I'm going to click on Pay. And it's enough. Okay, it's enough. Perfect. So what is the idea here? Yeah, it's a demo, it's a beta. I have to improve it. Don't kill me again. But what is the idea here? I create this in 8 hours. I don't have to spend a lot of time doing it. So I have a beta that is working in 8 hours. Maybe we don't have a native experience, but we have an application very, very fast. So coming back to the demo, or coming back to the presentation, here you have, I think, that useful links that you can use if you want to create something that I create or improve it. And the last step, or the last station, is conclusions. This is my opinion. Maybe the hybrid application are the marriage between native and mobile. They are going to take the best thing from both sides, but also the worst thing from both sides, as we do from our parents. And also, again, we are going to have native applications with all of the access for our platform, but maybe we don't have multiple access to the platforms. Also, we are going to have here the mobile webs. They are going to have available in several platforms, but without any access. And hybrid applications are going to be there in the middle of them. And remember the joke that my mobile web developer friend told me? I answered him, okay, so what is the best option? His answer was, it depends. So it was like, thank you so much for your help. So I decided to create this image because for me, this is the opinion that I have. Maybe with a native application, we are going to have a Swiss Army knife. We are going to have a lot of things, but you know, this is the knife, these are the scissors, there are the screw. We don't have a properly native application. We don't have a properly tool. If we want to have a properly tool, maybe we have to buy them by separate, and we are going to have. But both parts are going to be worthy. The last thing is, again, you are more than awesome. You are amazing. Thank you for being here.